Welcome back. Our next guests tonight are responsible for acts such as Shoreline Mafia, 1Takejay, Az Chike, and the whole hip mob. They are the men behind the land, the founders of our Baron. Please welcome TK and Picasso.
You gotta give me some urgent. Give me some urgent. There you go.
Okay. Now, TK.
What's the deal?
Picasso.
Yep.
I knew you guys were fly, okay? I didn't know this fly. Would you consider that a bust down?
I would, and Rami, my jeweler, would consider that too. Shout out to Rami.
You got the bust down, you got the two rings, you got the
Cardis.
The Cardis.
Yeah, the Cardis.
Man, you're shining.
Good art baron. Take from the rich, get to the poor.
Right.
On that.
Let's not forget Picasso has the ring too. Now, I noticed that there's a bull on it. That's the first thing that catches my eye. And the bull is part of your logo, correct? The machine works.
Well, no, it's art baron, as you can see right here. We got the art baron.
Okay.
Takeover right now, and the art baron takeover is for us at Atlantic. Shout out my corporate partners, Atlantic and Asylum Records. The bull stands for, so you can get a good look at this camera right here, or this camera right here. The bull is a representative of, there's a famous bull on the stock market on Wall Street, the Merrill Lynch bull, and it represents a bullish market. And I just look at it as the highest form of capitalism, which is, just that hustle and bustle and get money. So I wanted the company to really represent something. I didn't want to be a gang or a clique or a crew or all that shit. I came through that as a youngster with all of them type of names, we this, we that. So we wanted to have something that really represents big business in America. So that's what it represents.
Right. Now, TK and Picasso, let's take it back to the beginning, at least for me. I remember the first time we ever got in contact. We were on the phone and we were setting up a Shoreline Mafia interview, which is yet to happen. But during this time, they were unsigned, they had no deal, and now one of their songs, Bands, is certified gold.
Yes.
Right.
Certified gold.
Gold, baby.
I mean, that's got to be a great feeling. Like, how does that make you guys feel? Like that you can take, that you took these kids, who had a little buzz, but were really, let's be honest, in the dirt, you know what I mean?
The mud. That's
the
what
mud.
We prefer mud.
The mud. These kids who were in the mud, taking them out the mud and really turning them into, rap stars. Like, how does that make you guys feel?
I've been doing it for a long time, so, and Pete can speak on his. I just, we got 2 more gold singles that we're announcing. So it'll be 3 in all. 3 gold singles on our own with limited airplay, limited DSP. It feels good. It goes into, Shoreline had a vision, and we had a vision, and us together had created something good. And I felt like people like Blueface, he's been able to take it to the next level. Az Chike and Jay, they able to take it. But it feels good, but it's a lot of hard work. For me, it's only the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much, man. As a kid, you kind of like you dream of certain things, and you always want to accomplish certain things. If you're in the music industry, at least from my generation, I always say, man, you want to plat. I want to go platinum. I want to go gold. Like you say that kind of shit.
Right.
Well, it's here, and I feel great to be a part of, the beginning wave of what is here now. And it's good and only right that something from the original wave of what's kind of started this whole thing out here gets that gold plaque. And it's a great accomplishment.
Now, you guys are a power team. I mean, power team. When did you guys first meet?
Say about maybe like 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
We had mutual people together in the music business that we had kind of been around. I knew P used to be an artist, and I kind of watched P when he was an artist, and they had like a wave going on, and then he kind of moved from in front of the scenes to behind the scenes, and he had an artist. Shout out Sister Love, Raven Sorvino, and my ex-business partner and I at the time, we were looking for, because we had been involved in a lot of gangster rap, a lot of street rap, and it really wasn't making money at that time. The rap out here, outside of just some, some notables like Game in the mid 2000s, you know, that shit was dead. You know, Atlanta was just, they was whooping our feet. And we were looking for something different, and Raven and Picasso had it, and it just so happened that P lived down the street in Leimert Park. I was based in Leimert Park, and I mean, like 3 houses down, I would see P and some of the homies coming in and out, and we just interacted one day, and then some kind of way, my ex-business partner was like, yo, we should go check out the music, and I saw the vision that Picasso and Raven had, and it was clear, P's a visionary. He's able to see things in a very super creative way. And I just felt like from my asset is more marketing. And we both hustlers. We both single parent households. We both came up, you know, kind of by ourselves and able to kind of create and think. And I felt like that, he had that, and it was in alignment with what I had. And we worked with Raven for about maybe two years together, like 2013. For about 2 years, 2.5 years, and then we took a break because it wasn't female rap. It was no Cardi B. It was nothing like that popping at the time. So me and bro, shit, we was like, you know, we just had to kind of eat. If you're not eating off of rap, then you like in the mud. So the same thing he's talking about Shoreline, we was in the mud, and he would kind of bring, P just loves music. That's like a release to him. You know what I mean? So he would come and talk to me about music. And music has always been, in my thing, I'm more of the culture. If you're somebody that's from the 80s or the 80s and 90s, it was more about hip hop, not really rap. Rap was just one part of it. Hip hop was like break dancing and you know, graffiti and scratching. And there's other things too, as the culture has evolved. You had to add fashion. I feel like fashion is part of it.
Hip hop?
Most definitely. It's the element that people don't talk about. Fashion is a thing, and then whether people admit it or not, hip hop, to me, hustling is hip hop. How you get your money is hip hop. In the sense of hip hop, it came from nothing. So it's something out of nothing. And once again, I feel like that's like a hustle. If you're doing something, that thing dries up, you have to do another thing. So along the lines of that, me and P got together, and he's bringing me music, and we just kind of got to a point where I was like, I don't want to hear this shit. He's bringing me, I say like a pivotal moment for us was 6 years ago, Young Rich Niggas Volume 1. And he came to my house, and this is like December 2013.
Okay.
And he's bringing that to me, and we're listening, and he's like, this is where it's at. And he just, like from that point, as somebody, I wasn't 20 years old or 15 years old at the time, I'm an adult man. So I'm listening to it, and he's like, and I like the Migos, I like Versace, but his description, it clicked. He was like, yeah, they like the Clips, in the sense of, they were talking that talk. So I was like, nah, I like the Clip. Once again, I'm looking at it, I'm in the same age group as the Clips. So I'm looking at it like, they're not the Clips, but when he said that, that forced me to look at it in a different way. And looking at it in that different way is what kind of clicked everything for me. And as we worked with Raven, we were trying to bring that, but once again, being ahead of the curve. Bro, just being a visionary, stayed at it, and he created a system called Young Niggas Rule the World, Up and On One.
Okay.
And Up and On One, that's his tag. You know, if you on social media, you can see that. And it basically was something that he created, him and Hyphen, shout out DJ Hyphen, and he was able to, I think they did Volume 1 without a host.
Yeah, we did Volume 1 without a host. It's pretty much like a collection of music that I was into. I had a Tumblr at the time that was getting hundreds of thousands of notes and shit. And I didn't know nothing about putting up content a certain kind of way, and they took my Tumblr down. I got pissed off.
Why did they take your Tumblr down?
Well, I put up the Kanye West and Kendrick Lamar song, and I uploaded it like directly. Because I ripped it, and then I uploaded it. Shit, that shit
So it got copyrighted?
Copyright gone. Well, at the
They
time,
didn't even give you a warning? They just deleted it?
gone.
Oh my God! Did you have a lot of followers?
What did I? Yeah, I was getting, all my posts was getting 50,000 to 200,000 notes every post.
That's crazy.
Yeah, shit kind of pissed me off.
No warning.
No warning. Gone.
You're out of here, Picasso.
See you later. So at that point, I got with Hyphen. He was a DJ, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you got like 400 or 500 songs and that nobody's heard. Like, people don't know these artists. These artists being like Playboy Cardi's Broke Boy when it first came out, the first song, Lil Yachty's first song ever uploaded, Digital Nas, Made in Tokyo, Kodak before anybody knew who he was, NBA Youngboy, Maxwell Cream, just a gang of motherfuckers that people didn't know. So we created the mixtape, which is Young Niggas Rule the World, and I put Kanye's daughter at the time on the cover, and then put it up, and then it did what it did, and I'm like, yo, let's do a volume 2. Did a volume 2, and I got a host this time, and it was Timmy, this dude named Timmy, True Life Timmy. You got to follow him on Twitter. He's a model for Gucci and all kind of high-end shit now, but he's a South Central kid. And he was just talking that young nigga shit, man. And I had an exclusive from Maxwell at the time. So I broke a record on there that was exclusive. So I have records that I'm into, then an exclusive record at the time.
Do you feel like that brought a lot more people to the mixtape?
Yes, it definitely did. And then he was doing his thing, and we were working with Vice at the time. Shout out to Justin, and shout out Tyler, and my man Trevor. And they wanted to get involved with it because they were fans of it. They had a Beats One segment every Sunday, Noisy Beats One radio show, and they put a portion of Volume 3. I did a Volume 3, and they put a portion of 30 minutes of the segment, and I curated it for the radio station. So now we're on the radio station, and we said another host. I had Toby, who was Maxwell's management, do the host. We did like African scammer skits, which were hilarious as fuck. And then we put that out on there. And they about 4 months later, they came around and wanted me to do another one. Like, hey man, that really went well. We should do one more. And that led to what I feel is kind of the beginning of all this shit. Always a big fan of Draco the Ruler.
Definitely.
Huge fan of his music. I reached out to him via Instagram at the time.
Okay, so not to cut you off, but it was before you even knew him. You were
correct.
A fan.
I was a fan before I knew him.
How did you hear about him?
I'm just up and on one street shit. You know, he did a lot of legendary things out here. So I reached out to him via Instagram, and I told him I was doing something for Noisy, and I gave him the concept of what it was, and somebody hit me back and they sent 4 or 5 jailhouse freestyles on the phone of him rapping from the phone, talking shit, and then I got an exclusive record from Draco. At the same time, I was on YouTube, and I was searching for artists, and I found an artist from Watts known as 03 Greedo. He had a song called Mafia Business out, and it was probably at like 40,000, I think, at the time, and I got introduced to him. Which is a legendary day and kind of changed my life in terms of music is concerned and how I move forward. Right. And he let me listen to songs that nobody heard, and he had a song called Never Bend, which a lot of people know. And that song was actually premiered on my mixtape. So I have exclusive from Draco and exclusive from Greedo. They never even knew each other at the time. And then I have a lot of other records, and then we put that out. I put the infamous picture of Draco smiling at the bailiff. Put that on the cover, Young Niggas Rule the World, Volume 3. Because I did Volume 3, even though it was the 4th one, I did Volume 3 because I'm out of my mind for some reason. And because actually it uploaded wrong. It uploaded wrong. You know, you upload something to SoundCloud and you put it and you try to change it, but it'll keep the original thing. So it was 3 instead of 4. So I said, fuck it, it's 3. And just left it. And
it's the new 3.
It's the new 3.
Yeah.
Put that out, and I think that was kind of like the precursor to us doing what we're doing now.
What year was this?
End of 2017. This is like November, I think, 2017, somewhere in there.
So that's what you feel started this whole wave.
That's what I feel. I feel that's a pivotal moment in it for sure.
Now, TK and Picasso, you guys, when I say plugged, I mean plugged. You guys are plugged. Where did you guys get all these connections from?
I mean, you said something earlier, like the mud. Like I really look at mud as symbolic. If you say you put water on dirt. So, Shoreline, they consider themselves the wave. So the wave is water. Dirt that's the essence of everything. So I learned from not having shit and having to make a way. And I always, even when I was off, I feel like I'm a living testament to being off. And what I mean by being off is all the way off. You don't have any connects to the industry. You don't have anybody checking for you, any of that shit. And your resilience is based on, are you gonna fold or you gonna come up? So when I wasn't on, I'm the same motherfucker. Like right now, shit can be popping and I can be whatever. I'm popping, you popping. It's not the circumstance. You can take all this off. I don't care about this. I had it. I don't need it. What makes me pop is me. So with that, when I would meet people, it's a genuine connection. And I'm like, man, what you doing? How your mama doing? How this and that? So we build these relationships. Over time, an accumulation for myself is personally over 20 years of dealing with people in the music industry and in the streets. Somebody going to jail, coming out of jail. Hey, this they cousin. Hey, what you do? This? Oh, this they homeboy. Oh, this is. Hey, this my baby mama brother. Hey, this is something. You start getting those relationships that way, or you meet people. Hey, I created this brand. I'm no longer there. I'm over at this place. Hey, this is my friend. He took my place. Like those are very, very, very important things to me. Communication, strategy, and connections. That's why I live my life by CSC, communication, strategy, and connections. Those are three things. I wake up every morning on my vision board, and I say I do those things better than anybody in the world, because that's what I live by. So I feel like that's where those connections come, because I hold them dear and vital. And P's not really like a social person, but he's cool with he's cool with who he's cool with.
Right. And
they gravitate towards him.
Let's talk about our Baron for a second. Who's a part of it? And wait, before you say that, because your name's TK and your name's Picasso, what does our Baron stand for?
Robber Baron. Are you familiar with that? I know you go to school. You familiar with Robber Baron?
I'm not.
Okay, so when you leave here, and all the kids out there, this is one of your Google things for today. Robber Baron. So America, modern America, was formed on the concept of robber barons. The Carnegies, the Vanderbilts, we live in California, the Gettys, of course, the Getty Museum, Getty Oil. These are self-made people, industrialists. They came in the Industrial Revolution. Most of them came from nothing. Once again, they came from that mud. And they were able, by rather scrupulous terms, to dominate industry. This is when they came with the anti-trade laws, and you can't have a monopoly. They just took over certain industries. So I like that. Always liked that when I learned that as a kid. You know, I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I was born at. And Vanderbilt University's there. So I grew up under the Vanderbilts, the school that they created. And I always had a fascination with that. So when I started doing my stuff, and then, you know, going to New York, you run in the Carnegie Hall, you start learning about the Carnegies. And it was always in the back of my mind. And then when I met P's a Rockefeller baby. He grew up in that's his junior high school years, Rockefeller, and that's his favorite group. We would all, and I feel like if we're honest, in any lineage that we come from in hip hop, we're Rockefeller more than we are anything else. In the sense that Dame and Jay sold you a lifestyle, and that lifestyle was about aspirational America. You too can have a big house. You too can have a nice car. You too can run your own business. That's what I got from Rockefeller. I got, because they in my age group, I saw people that went from the streets into corporate America or into the highest levels of American society by their mindset. I wanted to emulate that, and I thought about Picasso being such a Rockefeller fan and Rockefeller being a robber baron. It made sense. But I didn't want to call the company Robber Baron. So I wanted to call it R Baron so people could get the backdrop on it. And then we wanted to change the meaning of it, so that's why you got to take from the rich.
Give to the poor.
Yeah, because that's kind of the antithesis of what a robber baron is. They actually took from the poor to become more rich. So we wanted to put a spin on it because we are the poor, you know, and systematically, and we'll always represent the poor. It doesn't matter how much money individually I have. Every person in my family is not rich, or every person that comes from my community is not going to be rich. So we're always going to be connected to that. So that's our Baron in a nutshell.
That is a deep. That's great. I'm almost speechless right
put your
now.
Finger up, get some
I'm almost speechless. Give me some ism.
Give you some ism.
It's official.
Yeah.
Now, Let's talk about the members of our Baron.
Yeah.
We got Shoreline Mafia.
Officially on paper, you have Shoreline Mafia, 1Takejay, Az Chike, Ron, Loaded Grape, Jug for the Record, Bruce 24K, Band Gang Lonnie, Ace to Face. Shout out to Ace to Face, who got us our first gold plaque. Am I missing somebody? On paper. That's on paper. Then you have, as far as our family, creative direction and helping out, you have the great Draco the Ruler, 03 Greedo, DJ Gabe C from Power 106.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have Estelle Stella, who is part of our business team, and then we have Irene, who is also a part of Rosecrans.
Right.
With Rosecrans Vic. So if you met Irene, they're behind the scenes. So that's the full thing. And then the affiliated brands would be, you know, Drummer Gang, OTX,
One Take Boys.
One Take Boys,
AZ
Cult, Hit Mob, shit I can think of right now.
Wow.
Let's go back to Shoreline Mafia for a second. When did you guys first meet them, and how did you discover them?
Ron. So shout out. I feel like if it's two people that changed my life, the course of my life as far as music, one of them is Picasso, and then the other one is Ron. So I met Ron through Cypress Moreno. Shout out Cypress Moreno.
Definitely.
That's my nigga. Cypress, I had an office downtown, and I was jugging. And he came down there, and he was like, we were going over, this is something in the making for everybody now. It was me, Picasso, Cypress Moreno, and DJ A-Tron, who's 1Takejay's DJ.
Okay.
And he used to DJ for RJ, or still DJs for RJ. The bunch of people in LA know him. We had a thing called Young Nigga Records. Young Nigga Records about maybe 4 years ago.
This is before our Baron.
Our Baron, and they were the face of it. It had nothing to do, we're not, I wouldn't say we're the face, we just the founders of it. So it was about them, and for whatever reason, we were, what, 5 years ahead?
Yeah, we're just ahead.
We just really ahead of the curve, and that's how I know AZ Sway. When we talk about you getting AZ Sway up here, Sway was the first artist that I personally reached out with.
And we're working with.
In the sense of, I admired his style. I wanted to work with him. He got a little bread. Let's see what we can work out. Allah bless my man Daddy Bill from Dago. Shout out Daddy Bill. You know he here with us, but he's not in the physical. Daddy Bill was in Atlanta. Was in the mud. Want to get his money together. He came to me. I came to P. I was like, you want to holler Sway, and A-Tron was instrumental in that. So A-Tron and Cypress, kind of the dudes always go back and forth. Cypress brought Ron to my spot, and Ron and Jud came down, and within a day or two, he brought the Stink Team. And that's kind of like how we got on with Draco and everybody.
Everything was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Shout out Bambino.
Crazy.
Shout out Catchy the Great.
How did you meet Cypress? When did you guys first link up?
Me and Cypress met, that's hard to, maybe 6 years ago.
It was the Raven days.
Yeah, it may have been Raven.
It was.
It was Raven. I think Raven somehow connected me with Cypress when he was in Young California. He used to be in Young California, and we just always had a great rapport, me and him. I put him with Shoreline Mafia as that DJ. That was me.
Hooked it up.
Yeah, I knew Cypress before I knew all of them.
Right.
You know, so and that's why I was only right for 1Takejay to get popping, and I put him and A-Tron, because he introduced me. A-Tron introduced me to 1Takejay, but he wasn't his DJ.
Got it. But he's like, hey, TK, check out this dope artist, 1Takejay.
1Takejay.
Did you like him straight off the bat?
I did. He had a very good attitude. He was very, arrogant in the sense of
wait, hold up.
Yeah, hold up. You know, he was just on his shit. Same thing with Chike. Chike, I know Chike from being around Sway, but I never heard his music back in the day, because this is like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I just knew Sway. Sway did a record that is very pivotal, to me, it's the nucleus of this new style, Ride With My Glock. And I felt like that changed the sound. Like Draco and them definitely had their own thing. They was doing their thing, but they had worked with Mustard and other people, and then they left Mustard, and to me got popular on that. They had pre-existing music. The Sting Team was around for years as teenagers. They grew up with each other, but Sway took what they was doing and made it some other shit, and it just really worked. So Cypress brought Bro, and we just started talking. At that time, Ron was on everything. He was on Chunky Monkey with Ralphie.
Everything.
He was on
Milwaukee
Bucks, which
Frosty.
I thought was really impressive. Shout out to Frosty. A lot of niggas don't shout. You know, Frosty is the first SoundCloud rapper from LA. That's a street rapper that people from No Jump used to talk to Adam and different people about Frosty. So regardless of whatever, he's like that right now. I think he's gonna come out and just do some amazing shit.
Oh, when he comes out, it's over.
Oh man, he got it. Same thing with Draco. Same thing with Greedo.
Man.
Those are the forefathers of what's going on right now. And out of that 3, 2 is R. Baron. You know what I mean? So if you go right now on Melrose across from Round 2, you can go see. I don't see if you've seen our billboard.
I seen it on Instagram. I haven't seen it in
You
person.
gotta go
I definitely
down
gotta
there.
check that
You gotta
out.
go check it out, man.
Flick up in front of it.
We got another one coming, man, real soon, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in another
Billboard.
location. Another
Billboards
location.
in the
Same
city.
billboard?
Different.
Nah, man, we switch up, man.
Switching them up.
Switching it up.
The next 6 months, you're gonna get a whole lot of R. Baron across the city.
Okay.
Because we love the land, so we want to do it. But Cypress brought him there, and then from there, we started working with the Sting Team, who Picasso, if you go back once again into that Rockefeller thing, he loves state property. To him, you know, the Sting Team is kind of like a state property Dipset. It was just this band of like villains almost. And he just loved rapping. I mean, he loved working with him and A&R. I definitely admired their hustle, and we got behind them. And through them, they introduced us directly to Draco. And while that was going on, Picasso and Greedo were like A&R. What was the first album y'all did?
Money Changes Everything.
Money Changes Everything, which is a very pivotal moment in Greedo's career. And then after that, he went to jail.
No, we did Purple Summers 03. We completed that one, and then 3 days before it came out, he went to jail.
Okay, so you're a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He A&R'd the first, which one?
Money Changes Everything, Purple Summers 03, First Night Out, Wolf of Grave Street, God Level. Yeah, did all
Now,
that.
when
He
you
did
say,
all them.
When you say A&R, what exactly do you mean by that?
Creative direction.
Yeah, creative direction. Sit in the studio with Greedo. It's just certain people's presence just brings out certain things in artists, you know. And we bring a level of me and Greedo are fans of the same kind of thing. We have a lot in common. Taste of music, you know. He obviously comes from something totally different than I do, but we came together on music and the passion of music, and we cared about the culture, and we cared about how this new wave of shit was supposed to look, and we had conversations about this, you know what I'm saying? So when TK brought Ron to the circle, and then, you know, we took Greedo over there, they kind of clicked in, and then at the time, there's this kid named Beat Boy who was making beats, who a lot of people know, and he was making beats.
Good dude, got great music.
Yeah, he was making beats in Atlanta at the time. I knew him from Raven, again, somebody from Raven. And he's making beats, and I told him, like, hey, bro, we got a new wave. You should come down here. He sent a pack, and one of the beats in the pack was Run For Your Life.
Was he living in Atlanta?
Yeah, at the time he was in Atlanta when he was sending me beats.
Okay.
And he ended up relocating to California and doing stuff with Ron and them at the time. But one of the beats that brought him out here was Run For Your Life. That was one of the beats that he sent in an email. And then another beat for Maxo Cream that I placed with Maxo as well, a great artist from Houston, Texas. But
You up on Maxo? You heard of Maxo?
I've heard of him, definitely.
he's
Yeah.
incredible. So yeah, so all that kind of came together. We a lot of late night studio sessions. Greedo enforced a work ethic upon whoever he was around. He'd work 14, 15 hours a day. He's doing
crazy.
20, 30 songs a day.
Were you there for the whole time?
I was there, yeah.
You were there for the 15 hours.
No, hell no. I'm there for about 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that
That
long.
sounds more
shit.
like it.
I'm
Yeah,
not there.
I'm not there. Yeah, but
Period.
but I'm there and I'm seeing the magic as it's happening. And you know, it was all happening at Ron spot, man. You know, you got the Sting Team there, you got Greedo there, You got Ron, you got B-Boy, you got Ace the Face, Jig. Low was still on the come up. He was always a quiet kid at that time.
Yeah.
Low the Great at the time. And man, music and history is happening. We're not filming it. We're not even knowing what's going on. It's just if you're there, you're there, and that's what's really happening.
So there's not a documentary series coming out.
Well, you can go on YouTube right now and see the architects of the sound of LA, and that is I would feel that's there's no in studio recording, but there's definitely documentation of that time period.
Yeah, it's a reflective moment.
For sure.
But there's a lot of stuff that was amazing that didn't, that wasn't there. But that was great. That shit is amazing. Point being is we're living it and we're doing it and it's happening. It's just happening in real time. We're just doing it
Every day.
Every day. Just for the love of music and the love of the culture.
Now, Shoreline Mafia has a show coming up at the Shrine.
2 shows.
2 shows.
Sold out. 10,000 people.
10,000 people.
Yeah, that.
Man.
A year and a half, 10,000 to go from backyard boogies in the valley, and doing what they was doing in the streets of Hollywood to becoming the premier group. They are the premier new touring group in America, period. Not West Coast, not new genre, just
America.
Period. In America, period. USA.
Let's talk about 1Takejay and Chike for a second.
Got to.
They recently got signed to Atlantic.
Yeah.
What exactly is the structure of their deal?
Yeah. So our Baron started out as a management company. Picasso and I are always into different things. I can just show you the detail. Probably to you, this look like the same jacket at first, right?
First glance, definitely.
It's not. That's a Louis Vuitton Fragment jacket.
Ooh.
And this is an R. Baron jacket.
Can I feel it?
You can. Feel that leather.
Quality. I'm telling you guys right now, this is quality.
Quality. Yeah.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
you can compare it to this is not leather, but that's canvas.
Okay.
Canvas.
Of the highest. So to the naked eye, it looks like it's the same. But to the discerning person that knows, they know what the difference is. So we pride ourselves on that. And because of that, we always knew we wanted to add more of a creative element to what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I was always the person since, I don't know, 14, 15 years old to not like, everybody wearing that, I'm cool on that. I don't want to wear that. And then I will understand and study what I'm going on. So somebody might say, oh, they got this on that. Like, you not going, from P shoes to my shoes, to his pants, to my jeans, to whatever. This is not everyday shit. This is different shit.
It's fly,
but
it's not every day.
Yeah, and it feel like it's everyday wear, but it's very precise in what we do. So it's a creative agency, our Baron, that has a management component that most people know us by. But as we'll get into this box and show you things, we're moving more into creative design.
Right.
And moving more into enlightening the artist. When you get into Jay and Chike, they're the first thing on our new record label. It's our Baron Presents, but our new record label is called The Machine Works. And we have a deal with Atlantic Records, and we have a deal with Asylum. So it's like Atlantic and Asylum Warner Brothers at the same time. So like somebody saying I'm on Def Jam and I'm on Universal. Or somebody saying I'm on Interscope and I'm on Universal. It's a Coach K and them, shout out to Quality Control. They have a similar situation over at Capitol and Caroline.
Okay.
They're doing the same type of thing, but we have that. So our first group had to be something that I felt was the direction of the new sound. So when you look at Shoreline, when you look at Greedo, everything that Picasso was speaking on that time and period when they was recording that Ron, it was real bleak. It was real gray. It wasn't like Atlanta. It wasn't popping like Atlanta. Atlanta was popping. Florida was popping. SoundCloud rap. You was probably 17 and you 18, 16, 17. You was listening to all your friends, Triple X and Kodak Black and Smoke Perf and all that type of thing.
Right.
You know, out here it was like, it was almost alternative to listen to something like a Greedo or a Draco. It was cool, but it wasn't like, oh, it's Friday night, let's play Smoke Perp or let's play Triple X. It wasn't like how Jay is right now. So we knew we wanted to center ourselves. The second wave was going to be a little bit more mainstream, i.e. Blueface, i.e. 1Takejay, i.e. Az Chike. It's a little bit more center. It's not as dark because there's a horizon. You know you're going to get paid. You know you're going to do it. At the first wave, people was going to jail because they weren't getting paid off of rap. So they had to do whatever they had to do.
Who would you say is the first wave?
Of the new thing, it would definitely be, I would say, Draco, Frosty the Snowman, Distinct Team,
Greedo.
Greedo is like the end of the second wave.
What about Almighty Suspect?
Almighty Suspect would be connected to Frosty. So yeah, he's definitely a part of that. I couldn't keep him out. Like that, shout out Almighty. I mess with him as JACKMAN.
Now, TK and Picasso, you guys are stepping out of the music scene. You know, not fully, because obviously you guys are always going to be in it. But you guys are going into TV shows and movies?
Correct.
What?
Yes.
TV shows and movies.
TV shows. We got a show that I'm a part of and P a part of. Going to Netflix. Right now, Netflix looks like it's going to be our home. But it's definitely going. We just in our final stage of negotiation. So it's a show on managers and what we go through in the music business. So it's going to be crazy.
Okay, so it's about managers.
Yeah, it's about managers, different managers in the music business. It's just fire. I can't really describe who else is in it, but we're in it.
That's all you can say.
That's all I can say. And then we have our own thing, our own movie that I've been working on for a while called The Evils or Devils that I've been working on for a while. And we've been working with that script and different people in Hollywood. Music, getting Picasso into music supervision, getting our artists like Shoreline on a lot of different movies and Chike and Jay. And then working with some other ideas that I have in TV. So that's like one TV show for sure. And then the movie thing. The movie, I was gonna put a movie out actually next month, but it just when we was gonna shoot it out of town, we just couldn't get everything right. So we don't want to rush into it.
Definitely.
I'll do it next year.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but everything is set up. So TV and film are the next wave for us. And then, you know, the fashion, that's the other element of hip hop. You know what I mean? So we definitely got to do that. I can show you some things right now that I'm gonna give you.
Right. You pulled up with like 2 boxes of
Two boxes.
I don't even know what.
Oh man, you gotta get this good Traplantic first of all.
Okay.
This is Rob Vicious solo album, and we created a brand off of this. And this is the name. Shout out to Dallas Martin. Shout out to Knowledge. Shout out to my man Gary Leon. They have a recording studio with Atlantic called Traplantic too. And I heard the name over there, and I was like, we gotta run with it.
Ran with it.
I mean, we ran with it. It's our family anyway, but I like the name. Everything with Rob Vicious is trapping, so it just made sense. So this is off our gold single bands, our Traplantic. So we want you to have that. That's exclusive.
Wow.
That's gonna be that makes its debut at the
Fire.
at the Shrine.
I appreciate
Good colorway.
It. Thank you.
And then I wanted to give you cause you want some itty bitty shit.
Another.
That's baby though. That's young.
Another one.
That's a gerb. So then you got the burn rubber. This
I am
is
a small
Az
guy.
Chike.
I am a small guy.
And you are the girls. They, you know, you gonna grow into them. That's good right there for you. And then we got Way Hola. You know what I mean? That 1Takejay. You know what I mean? Yep. And so you got your bull on there, man. So you got that Art Baron.
Yes,
on
sir.
the
Yes,
tag.
sir.
I say, you know, it's official. There's a lot of bootleggers out there doing our thing.
Yeah, so you can get that. And then we got to talk about a couple of the brands that we definitely down with that we doing collaborations with. Pro Club. You can't be in the West and not know about Pro Club. The white T-shirts, the chunky tees that everybody came up with. Pro Club is coming with some whole new shit right now. Shout out to my man Brian. So we have a big collaboration with them coming in May with Shoreline Mafia, and we doing lifestyle things with them with Az Chike and Jay, as well as Art Baron. So you gotta get that to somebody you know. You're a little too small for them.
So this is an exclusive right here.
That's super.
Very exclusive.
Super exclusive cuts, new things. And then look, get this to your guests when they come up. They need to get this.
What?
So they can write with some West.
Okay.
Right.
The Pro Club.
You got the
pen.
whole box.
The whole box.
And
Something
then,
like Pro Club pens, man.
TK said take the whole box.
yeah, man, that's how we do, man. We give and take. So then we got I don't know if you grew up in Long Beach, right?
Stockton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was born in
Well,
Stockton,
okay.
and when I turned 7, I moved to Long Beach. I'm 18 now, so you can say I grew up in
You
Long
grew
Beach.
up, so then you know about skating.
Definitely.
And then you know what Supra means to skating. You don't know about the Supra?
Go ahead and explain it for the people out there who don't know.
So I say this is most famous from what, the Skytop?
Oh yeah, Skytop Chad Musker.
Chad
joints.
Musker, shout out Chad. He was like one of the first skaters in the 2000 era
Yeah.
to just really go super dumb, jiggy, like get jigged out and just, you know, open his shirt up and just, you know, have his chains out on some wild Hollywood Hill shit. And I think, who would you say, Terry Kennedy and Spitter made this pop?
Yeah, I say really Chad though, man.
Yeah, he made it pop, of course, skating. I'm just saying for like crossover.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So Phoenix Flexing from Shoreline is a big skater.
Okay.
So Super has been supportive of this. I want you to get this to your next guest. Ask everybody, it's 2 pairs in here. Ask everybody if they down with the skate culture.
What?
got
So,
two
so
pairs.
Phoenix has the collab with Super coming?
Yeah, but we not the shoe. This is not the shoe. We just big up at Super because we rock with Super. You know what I mean?
It's fire.
Fire.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Good
Talk
quality.
about fashion.
Yeah, so that's some things. So Phoenix Flexing, Super shoe will be out by the end of the year.
End of the year.
You know, actually by summertime. So we'll have that exclusive out for you guys. We might have to come back up here and just give you a pair.
Kick push coast.
That-
Size 8, right?
Please do. 8, 8.5.
8, 8.5. We'll get that
Push
to you.
coast.
TK and Picasso, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like that, I guarantee you'll like more. I'll now rotate here like an NBA 2K My Player while you pick your next option.